Morning, everybody, and once again, welcome back into today's class. Today, we are on the day number 25, and now we are going to be start a topic called the scripting. Okay, this topic I can say we will discuss as much as I know because I'm not a developer, so we cannot go much in the deep, but we'll discuss the basics and much more, which can give you a basic idea about the scripting, and then you can take it forward and learn more. So in ServiceNow, I'm not sharing the screen as of now, don't worry. In ServiceNow, when we say the scripting, it's mainly about the JavaScript. So if you know or you are aware about JavaScript, then good. If not, then you need to be learn the JavaScript as well. Okay. Because ServiceNow has its own classes, own way to do this particular part, but the backend or the base is JavaScript. So because in this service now have our its own classes which are going to be discussed now. So when we say scripting in service now, it can be considered as a customization. It can be considered as a configuration. So mainly when we do the scripting, something which is not available out of the box and users want, that is mainly called customization. Like I can tell you that to make a field mandatory, there are multiple ways. You can do the UI policy, you can do at the dictionary level as well. But you are the die-hard fan of the scripting, you write a script, which is considered as a customization. ठीक है? So customization and configuration are दो अलग चीजें हैं, and it is not always bad कि when you're doing the customization it's always bad. No, it is need of an hour. It is a requirement from the business. It is a requirement from the use case perspective that you have to write the script. Now scripting has two parts, or two types mainly. One is client side, one is server side. Client side is one which execute in the front end at the browser level. And server side means which execute at the database level. You want to save some operation, you want to be run some operation, you want to be get something from the database, then we do the server side scripting. But if you want to show any message, a user or a member of one group, and you write the script, that can be client script. Means like you are submitting, you're booking a ticket for the train travel, or might be you're booking a ticket for the bar that you have planned to be go to some bar, or might be disco. Okay, and you're booking your tickets. So if you enter your age, as soon as you tab out, you're getting a pop-up. You're not allowed. You must be a company with the parent. A big data is not went inside, but still you're getting a message that is a client script. Okay. Now, when we use scripting in service now, we have to be use the classes. Means there is a bundle, there is a package, there is a formula, there is a method which will help you to get your job done. Like if you want to do some operation at the form level of a user record, how you will access that? It is by a class. Okay. So we are going to be discuss few classes now, which give you the idea that what and which class can be used where and how. Then we see type of scripting, and next part is that. Doubt, question, clarification till this point. Okay, good. Now let me share my screen again. Okay, so this one we're going to be discuss. If so, this is the first one. If you want to access the table, complete table, like I want to be work on the incident or change or problem or request or any other table I want to work, how I can call the table in the script so that I can do my work. That is possible via concept called the glide record. Glide word and glide record is going to be used a lot in the scripting क्योंकि ये master class लगा लो. ठीक है? Because if you remember that I said sometime in my session that there are two things. One is the logical mind. And second is, we'll see. Logical mind is important because I cannot tell you that how to write a logic. But I'm going to be tell you that if you have a logic, that how to be call that logic. So the first one is glide record. And how you can use the glide record means it is a combined word. Don't think glide space record, glide underscore record. No, this is a class name. If you make some changes here, it will not work for you. So if I want to work on any of the record of a table, I have to be use a table first. And this is the method to use the glide record. Now let's go into the service now. Priya, the PDA is working now. Yesterday I received an email that it has been down, so now it's working fine. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so you can use it now. We
Okay, thank
can
you.
go and client script. Okay. Yeah. I just show that how it's work. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Just see that how it's going to be work out for us. Then we'll see that what is client script and all things will be there. ठीक है. So what is the syntax is this one. New, sorry, variable var, variable name, new glide record table name. Var lng is equal to new glide record. देखो. Now ServiceNow is getting more mature on the scripting part that you just need to be write word. Everything will be done automatically. Glide record incident. Yeah. Means what I'm doing this means I am taking the class glide record. Sorry, I'm taking the incident table in this via glide record class and putting them in a variable called the lng. Now I can do anything with this lng. So I can do lng dot. क्यों? क्योंकि all the fields are in the variable now. So I can do a lot of operations. So this is what the first part. Second, if you want to inquiry something from the class that I want to be, okay, if I go and say, let me come back here, I'm here and I click incident and I click open. Can I do this thing? When I click open, what happened? That this open has a background, which means that go to the incident table and open a list view and get a query. So the next part which is important in this, which you have to be remember, is this lng dot query. There means if you want to get something from the table, you need to be do the recording. Okay. So this is what is important. There is a difference between these two. If I show you something like this, if you're thinking, Atul, देखो ये एंड ये दोनों वेरिएबल अलग अलग है, सेम नहीं है. ऑल्सो इफ यू राइट लाइक दिस, ये काम नहीं करेगा. देखो ये ग्रीन कलर में, ये नहीं है. द बेनिफिट इज दैट इफ यू चेंज द थीम, see the color code will be get changed. So if you want to do the scripting, and better to be, you can use the dark mode, because in the dark mode different color will be shown. So this glide record is not same as this glide record, and this lng is not same as this lng. So important to be remember that how this thing work. So query is one which you can run, and then you can use a loop. If loop, for loop, while loop, which you want, you can use it as per your need. But now the only thing is that your incident table is not only incident table, it is part of my variable where I'm going to do the some operations. Clear, everybody?
Sir, where you tried to write the script, one LNG was in lowercase and one LNG was in the uppercase.
Yes.
So it does
Mhm.
make difference, like
Yes,
when we.
yes. So both variables are different. Small or capital, both are the different one.
Okay,
So
so
do
like writing anything in the lowercase will bring the different result, and
yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
uppercase. Okay,
If you do the different operations.
ठीक है
ठीक
sir.
है जी? Good. Now the next part in this class is add query. Means I want to be see all the record of incident table where priority is 1 और incident table किस में मेरे LNG के variable में है. So how this add query work? It says variable dot add query field name operator. Now what will the field name here? So if I go and open incident, this is not the field name. This is not the field name. Field name is this. This is the field name. Underscore ID. Field name operator. You want to see like equal to, greater than, less than, what you want to be see. So I can use like this. If I did not put the operator in between, it means that is equal to. So if I go here and put a query and priority is 2, what I'm doing, I'm creating a add query, field name, operator, and the value. So if I run this now, you can see only P2. Same thing we can do in the scripting as well. Same thing. Okay. So I'm just looking for one thing. There is a way to create favorite, or you can do one thing. Sometimes there is a method to copy or to generate it. No, there is a thing. Copy something. I forgot it. No, I have to check that. There is a way that you can copy this. It is
right
called.
click and copy encoded copy query.
कहाँ पर लेकिन मुझे
यहाँ पे
हाँ
यहाँ
ये yes
copy
copy query. Yeah. So if I come back here and I can show you. देखो active true and priority is equal to 2. मतलब definitely full JavaScript तो नहीं देखा आपको यहाँ पे, but you can get an idea. So what we're discussing is that you can do the query here. If you want to run it in from the on the form level, you can do add query, operator name, sorry, field name, operator, and word value you're looking for. So like this. First add query, then query. पहले अपनी कंडीशन डालो, फिर उसको क्वेरी करो सिस्टम में दैट आई वांट दिस रिकॉर्ड। ठीक। सो लाइक दिस प्रायोरिटी 1 ऐड क्वेरी दिस, नेक्स्ट जब तक प्रायोरिटी 1 ना मिले तब तक चलते रहे। और रिस्क इज इक्वल टू 1, रिस्क इज इक्वल टू 2। ठीक है। सो ऐड क्वेरी, सो लाइक दिस operator, greater than, less than, equal to. You can put the operator, and did you see it is saying risk is equal to 2. It's not saying risk is equal to high. Why? Because when we do the scripting part, we never use these values, medium, high. We use, so if I show you, show choice list, yes, we use these values. Because might be someone tomorrow go and make a one highs, then my code will not work. But nobody is going to be change the value here. So always use a value. Like for the user mean user form, we can use a sysID. Because आज ना किसी ने someone has created an account called the test prod is a user. Tomorrow someone put tests prod as a user ID, then it will not work. So better I will use a sysID in that. So we make sure that we never ever use the value like this. Label नहीं use करना, हमें value use करनी है। ठीक है, that is a key here. ठीक। Now, so like this urgency one, add query, and you can compare, and you can do glide dot update to run the update. So if I go here and I change, can't give me priority. Let's say if I change the software and subcategories email and click on the update. So glide record dot update run. Tick. So there are number of what I can say classes like this, but glide records is very common, which will be going to be used across the platform number of times. मतलब in simple case, if you want to get any table record, use the glide. Use the glide record. ठीक. Now, glide record work irrespective of your server side or client side. Now the server side classes. First is glide system. Short we call it GS. ठीक. So the first is called glide system. But ये क्या है? Server side. So if I'm going here and put like this, var Vikram is equal to new GS, नहीं काम करेगा। क्यों? क्योंकि this class is server side and client script is a client side scripting. So I'll change the type so that we can show you. Business rule. It is type of server side scripting. So click now. We'll discuss all these things. We'll discuss in detail, no problem. And just put the table name. ठीक है, click on it. So now you can write a code for the glide system. Glide system is used to get the user information from the database. I want to show username. For that, query will run and go in the database and found out the results for me. So how it works? The same method. Var lng is equal to, and its short form is gs dot class और उसके methods, all pre-built methods. That's what I can say that doing the coding in ServiceNow is getting easy nowadays. Right? So if you know the class and if you know the method, your work is done. gs dot user. You want user ID, user underscore ID, get user what you want. I want user underscore ID. Or I want user ID. दोनों में difference है. This will bring the sys ID mainly. Okay. So now I can put this thing. Easy to go. So multiple methods are there. So lng dot lng क्या था हाँ gs dot get access message, auth message, something like this. This one. Method you should know. Rest part is all taken care by ServiceNow. So if you want to work on the user, so we use get user ID. In this way, getting the sys ID to do any operation. क्योंकि मैंने कहा ना, मान लो today I created a user ID with the name called lng underscore batch 18. Tomorrow, if I change the user ID to lng underscore batch 19, and if I use lng underscore batch 18 everywhere, then it will not work for me. Okay, so get user ID will provide me a sys ID of that particular record so that I can do multiple operations. So in the same manner, we have a user ID, we have a full name, this one, gs dot get user dot get full name. So you can put variable का नाम gs dot get user ID. So dot get full name. ये अगर आपको full name का field लेके आना है user table में से, then you can use this thing, full name, email, location, which you want, you can get it like this. The only thing is that you know that what field you wanted. Dot get user type, user role, preferences, क्या लेके आना है आपको उसमें से. you can get it. So the important part is that when you do the scripting, you must know the class and the relevant method. And this thing you will learn from the experience only. There are hundred of classes, there are hundred of methods in that each class. You can't remember each and everything. See, so if you want to work on the user, this is the way to get. GS dot has role. Sometimes when you log in, you say, Atul, I'm not able to see any field or any record because you don't have an admin role. And I'm checking on the load part. Please check if user has a admin role or not. So admin role कहाँ पर होगा? User profile में. It means I have to go to the database. And when I talk about the database, it is a server-side scripting. ठीक. So this is the one class. If you want to add any message, add error message, hi message, info message, you can edit. Info will come in the blue color. Error will come in the red color. So you can do, we'll see that how we can use this classes and the methods. Now just see that what are the classes and methods available. So like this thing, GS add info, GS add error message will be there. ठीक. Other is date and time. If you want to work on the date and time fields, the class name is glide date time is a class name. So var lng is equal to new glide, ये देखो ये date time. What I can do in this, I want to show that when the incident is created. Now created is a date and time. And I want to display. So let's say, take example, you submit, you click on the submit button and you got a pop-up message. Thank you so much for submitting. Your incident has been created at this particular time. How the time is coming from the database? Because of this class. And then with the help of this method. So if this is the case, I can say lng dot नहीं नहीं ये ना गड़बड़ न्यू अब देखो. So ये चीजें बहुत बारीक हैं which you have to be see that instead of equal to I just put hyphen. So many methods load नहीं हो रहे अभी. And now everything is working fine. So lng dot what you want to do? I want to be add some more time on that. I want to be at 2 months on top of that date. Years or something like that, you can do this thing. So number of I want to be get days 0 of week, get day 0 of local time, get 0 of week in month every local time. So you can get, if you want to do some operations on date and time, you can use glide date and time class with these are the methods. This is about this thing. So in short, what we're doing, we are discussing that if I have to make a biryani, then what are the other components? But we will see that what is the single place where we can make a biryani, where we can add each and every component that will seal later. Okay, so this is another class. Now element. When you want to work on the field level of a table, ग्लाइड रिकॉर्ड से तो क्या है मेरे पास, टेबल आ गई. Now with the help of the glide element, I'm going to be work on that. How this work? By using the word current. So current means on which form I am take that value. Current dot. देखो. ठीक है. So current we will use at the time of integration. So remember this method. So if I want to be work on a specific attribute of a table at a given point of time, then I use the current as a method. Current dot username or current dot add or get like this display value. उसका display value लेके आ जाओ. ठीक. So this is the another class which you can use. So current dot can create. If you see this thing, current dot state change to अगर things get changed. So current dot क्या है? Current dot state dot, because we're using the half cook value, so it's showing like this. Dot changes to. So current is very much important in the business rule. We multiple times use the current, which means that I want to work on a given point of time on a given field or attribute. Then aggregate. Sum, total, count. So class is glide aggregate. किस टेबल पे काम करना है? इंसिडेंट टेबल पे. Count as an aggregate. So counter dot add aggregate count. So if I say for LNGT is equal to new glide aggregate. See, it says put the table name. Change underscore request. And now LNGT dot add aggregate, and then you can put your formula, count, average, sum. You can do like this. So aggregate work when need to be work on the calculation part. But these are not the limited one. There are multiple server side classes, multiple. But I'm just giving a small snippet that what is available in ServiceNow. Doubt, question, clarification.
Yes, sir.
बोलिए ना.
Just wanted to confirm, like when we talk like client side and server side, so client side means, for example, ServiceNow and TCS. So TCS is client for
नहीं 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 नहीं
ServiceNow.
वो ना 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 ना, that's wrong. Client side means when you execute your script on the browser level, ये client side है. on this browser
Which
without
means
going.
like every
Mhm.
anybody in the organization, like for example, if we are making a changes, so in the organization, whoever is using service now, that changes will be done for everyone.
No, you're mixing, you're getting confused. So if you write a code which is not going in the database but executing at the browser level only, यहीं पर काम कर रहा है, अभी database में गया नहीं, that is called the client side scripting. ठीक है? And if you write a script which need to be work when you submit any record in the table, then it is called the server side. Database operations are always on the server side. When you want to do some validation on the form level without saving the data, then it is the client side scripting जो ब्राउजर पे एग्जीक्यूट हो जाती है. क्लियर हुआ कुछ विक्रम?
सर एक एग्जांपल दे सकते हैं क्या, मतलब
देखो, अच्छा, let's say if I'm creating an incident, give a simple example. Let's say you are booking a plane ticket and you're going to from Delhi to Bombay. Okay, now you want to book a ticket only for your kid. He's going alone, but you're not going. As soon as you put the date of birth less than 12 years, you get a pop-up message. Sorry, a kid cannot travel alone. Okay, you get that message. This is the example of the client-side scripting. क्यों? क्योंकि till this now, you did not click on the submit button and it is not going in the database. Before that, it is giving a message. But if you click on the submit button and you get a PNR, that is your server side scripting, क्योंकि आपके database operations हुए अभी. समझे कुछ विक्रम? क्लियर हुआ डाउट?
तो
बोलो
लाइक
बोलो.
अगर मैं कुछ कुछ काम कर रहा हूँ और वो काम कैसे,
So I'm again repeating the
एक
thread.
एक
Okay.
एग्जांपल सर, अगर मैं एक नया इंसिडेंट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं
हाँ.
और वो इंसिडेंट अगर वैलिड नहीं है तो नहीं क्रिएट हुआ,
हाँ, क्योंकि अभी तक
ऐसा
आपने
कर।
डेटाबेस ऑपरेशन नहीं किया ना. Anything which is executing at this browser form पे काम चल रहा है अभी, which
हाँ
is not going the database, that is called as client side scripting. When I click on this button update, it take the value from here and go in the database to store it. So this is the form, right? Now this record is saved somewhere, right?
यस सर,
कहाँ पर हुआ है वो सेव?
डेटाबेस में।
Database में, right? So now if I want to be execute some operation in this record and want to save that changes, that is my server side scripting.
तो in simple word, like if any changes, if we want to do like in the browser or in the form, that all comes like
Clients,
server side,
client side.
client side.
Thumb rule is that server side scripting is always at the database level. जहां पर आप CURD ऑपरेशन करते हो, CURD, क्रिएट, अपडेट, रीड ओनली, डिलीट। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा
Okay, sir.
over the weekend read about the server side client side scripting. You will understand things very easily. ठीक है, देखो इसमें कहीं है भी, अगर आप जाके देखोगे ना डेवलप इसमें सर्विस स्क्रिप्ट कम्युनिटी पे, यू विल गेट इट लाइक दिस। ठीक है, सो दिस व्हाट वी डिस्कस टिल नाउ इज द सर्वर साइड क्लासेस। नाउ सेम थिंग गो फॉर द क्लाइंट साइड, क्योंकि अब सर्वर साइड में क्या है, यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन द यूजर रिकॉर्ड्स, बट ऑन द क्लाइंट साइड यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन द फॉर्म रिकॉर्ड्स। मुझे इस फॉर्म पे काम करना है। I want to get the value of category on this form level without going the database. So the class exists, glide form, G underscore form. So I'll go back and change my this into the client side scripting. ठीक है, अभी यहाँ पे क्या मुझे इंसिडेंट के फॉर्म पे काम करना है। आई वांट टू डू द वर्क। आई वांट टू वर्क ऑन दिस फॉर्म लेवल। मुझे इस वैल्यू को, सो नाउ as I said, let's say you're booking a ticket for the flight of your kid. As soon as you put his age, and if it is less than 15 years, अब देखो वो कैलकुलेशन डेटाबेस में गई भी नहीं हो गई। क्यों? क्योंकि वो सर्वर साइड स्क्रिप्टिंग पे काम कर रहा है, सॉरी क्लाइंट साइड पे काम कर रहा है अभी। Without going in the database, I'm giving you the message, sorry, your son is not eligible to travel alone. How is this possible? Because I'm working on this client side scripting form level pay. So how it's work? This is the this thing. So var lng is equal to g underscore form dot. G underscore form is a class when you want to be work on the client side form level fields. Get value, किसका वैल्यू लेके आना है? डॉलर अंडरस्कोर आईडी। Get value, set value. Get value means to get that value. Set means to set that value in that field. G underscore form dot set value. किसका वैल्यू सेट करना है? कॉलर अंडरस्कोर आईडी। क्या वैल्यू सेट करना है? अतुल, कि उसका वैल्यू लेके आओ और उसका वैल्यू जो भी है उसको अतुल से रिप्लेस कर दो। Get value, set value are the important one. But to do the operation, you have to do G underscore form class. Set value 6. ठीक, set mandatory. I want to make this mandatory description. G underscore form dot set mandatory. किसको mandatory करना है? Description DRIPT. Set mandatory value. False. is non-mandatory. So I can do this thing at the form level. So this is another important when you want to work on these type of operations on the form level. Get, set, get value, make mandatory, display, these things. If we want to work on the user part in the client side, so if you're on the server side, then it was a different class. But you want to work on the client side, it is a get g underscore user. So var lng is equal to g underscore user. तो अब आप यूजर स्पेसिफिक पे काम करोगे. डॉट फर्स्ट नेम, हाँ उसका फर्स्ट नेम लेके आ जाओ. अगेन यूजर आईडी इज सी साइड से बात हो रही है यहाँ पर. वो सर्वर साइड पे थी, ये क्लाइंट साइड पे है. सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. So this is another class which we can use it. And few more examples will be there. Now the question come, where to use these classes? हमें मेजर क्लास तो हमने देख लिया कि ओके सर्वर साइड होते हैं, क्लाइंट साइड स्क्रिप्ट होते हैं, दैट्स फाइन. बट वेयर टू यूज इट? Atul, you told us to get all the raw material for the biryani, we get it. But in which place, in whose place, at whose house we're going to cook it? That is the point. When we talk about the client side, there are multiple type of scripts. Client script and UI policy. Means when you work on the form level, browser level, you can use these two type of scripts in the client sides immediately. But if you want to do the work on the server side, then we have business rule. We have ACLs. We have background scripts. We have UI action. In these places and plus few more are the places where we can write the server side scripts. So might be you use when we discuss about this thing, CMDB class mapping, right? I said that it is a business rule, it is a client script, it is a script include. Means those are the type of server-side scripting. I'm not saying the classes, type of server-side scripting. So now on Monday, we'll pick up this part that if I want to be write my client-side scripting, what is the UI policy that means? What is the client script that means? Don't get confused. We discuss the overall classes. And now we're going to be discuss the where to use that classes. ठीक है? ठीक है? Doubt, question, clarification. So the homework for everybody is that please read about client-side scripting. So client-side, server-side scripting, and a little bit read more about the classes. I will see if I get some kind of cheat sheet where you can see what other classes are available in the client side or server side. That will be easy for us to be use or to be learn. ठीक है जी. Question. Anybody has any question, doubt, clarification? No question, anybody? Then good. Let's stop recording.